Talk to y'all for a minute, man. I turned this podcast rap show to a business. Refugee been hustling for years since I got admitted. Man, I got admitted.
What's good, people? That's the Don here. Here with one of our first installments of our podcast. I haven't came up with a name for it, but I'll probably come up with it. And basically what I want to talk about in this podcast is this concept that I kind of came to a realization about today. The thing I came to the realization about today is like, what is the ultimate hustle? And for me, the ultimate hustle is like owning, at least I think the next level for my hustle, I'll say that, is to own myself. And I would encourage you to own yourself. So I'll speak for myself. Like I came to the realization, I was like, damn, bro, like I need to own myself. I need to own myself in order for me to really prosper in this world. And what does that mean? Because like a lot of people, gurus give you all this information and this advice about invest in yourself and invest in the me, S&Me 500, invest in yourself, invest in yourself. I always hear that shit. And I never really understood what that meant. And I was like, investing in skills and all this stuff, it didn't really click for me. But once I put it through the frame of mind of like owning yourself, that was very, very clear to me. I'm like, I know what that means. I know what owning myself means. People be like, what does that mean, bro? You already own yourself. Like, okay, dumb fuck. What I mean by that is owning the things that you use, owning your life, your 360 your life. You know, people talk about 360 deals with artists. 360 yourself. So, like, own the home you live in. Right now, I'm renting this apartment. This is a rental. I don't own my home. I need to own my home, or else I'm gonna be paying rent for the rest of my goddamn life. Or I'm gonna be living homeless. Or I'm living with my mom's not an option. I try to ask for that shit. She's like, "You're not living with me. It's not happening." I asked my brother, I asked my sister. They're like, "You're not living with me." So I need to own my home. I need to own the place that I live in. You know what I'm saying? My music. You guys know I put out music every week. I've been putting out music for a long time. I need to own that shit. I don't own that shit. I don't own the rights. I don't own exclusive beats. I don't own that shit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the music videos, the IP to that, but I don't own all the copyrights. I don't own all the publishing and the masters to my fucking music. So how am I gonna be putting out music and trying to make money off this shit and making a living if I can't even own it? I gotta own that shit. I gotta own that shit. You know what I'm saying? Think about like anything you use. Hats, shirts, clothing, jewelry. All of that is made by a company. You know what I'm saying? And all of those companies, a lot of those companies are either privately held or publicly held. You know what I'm saying? And so the ones that are publicly held, you can own a piece of that. And I'm like, bro, I can own a piece of Google. Right now, we're going to be putting this on YouTube, maybe on Instagram. I can own Instagram. I can own Facebook. I can own Meta. I can own Google. I can own YouTube, or at least a portion of it. I can own a piece of that. And that's what stocks are at the end of the day. It's ownership in a company. And so, easy way for you to own yourself, one of the ways is through stocks. Another way is through owning your own real estate. Another way is through owning your own business. Another way is through owning your own music. For me, it was about like, and that's what this Hustle X is about. Part of it is like for me to own my creative expression because I love doing different things. I love being of service to people, but I also like creating and putting out things. And so for me, it was like, okay, well, how can I own myself? How can I own my creations? And that was Hustle Certified, Hustle X. And so this hat, this logo, this brand, this fucking content, where I put it out on, where it's being consumed on, the energy that it took to put this shit, all of that is, you can own a piece of that. And the point is like, that's what the game is based on. That's what this game is based on for you guys that don't know. That's what capitalism is based on. It's based on the private ownership of individuals owning things, assets, property. You know what I'm saying? That's the name of the game. You want to get ahead in this game? Own shit. Privately own something of value that people use. You know what I'm saying? If it's not your own business, if it's not your own music, if people are not using your music, go own somebody else's business. Or go earn own an asset that's valuable that people want, like gold and silver, you know what I'm saying, or crypto, whatever the fuck you own something that people want and have and use. You know what I'm saying? So that's the name of the game, bro. And for those who don't understand that, I'm trying to give y'all the game, bro. That's the game because I came to that realization. That's the name of the game. And the more you own of yourself, the better you're going to be off. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't mean doing everything yourself, like some motherfucker from back in the 1500s where they used to do everything themselves. No, that's when you leverage people and you leverage teams and companies and organizations who are already doing dope things. You can leverage their time and their resources and you can own that shit. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to do everything yourself. People think I have to do everything myself. No, you don't have to do everything yourself. You know what I'm saying? But just own yourself, bro. That's the one thing I came to realization. I gotta own myself. And I'm on a mission to own myself. I came to a budget. I'm like, this is what it's gonna cost to own myself. Or at least a piece of myself. Let me own, if I can't own all of myself, let me own a piece of myself. Let me own a piece of Google. Let me own a piece of Meta. Let me own a piece of Apple. I'm recording this on an Apple product. Let me own a piece of, you know what I'm saying? Let me own a piece of my real estate. Let me own a piece of my home. Let me own a piece of my music. Let me own a piece of my clothing. Let me own a piece of my money. That's what this fucking silver and gold is. It's money. Let me own a piece of my savings away from the government. And so that's what it's about, bro. That's the name of the game. I'm not saying that's what everything is about, but that's what the name of the capitalism game is. Own. You know what I'm saying? Own some shit that's valuable. And those who don't own shit, you can tell, bro, they're angry and bitter at the world. They go to communism. And communism is the opposite of that. Communism is the government or the people, which is not really the people. It's a small group of people that are supposed to represent the people, you know what I'm saying, are owning everything. And that shit, you see every time people do that shit does not work, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't fucking work. You know what I'm saying? People think, oh, we're just going to do this by the grace of the good faith of people. We're all going to do it because we're trying to help each other out and we have each other's best interests at heart. At the end of the day, people are self-interested. People do want to do good for the world, of course, but the best systems reward self-interest and the good of others. And that's what capitalism does. It rewards the best interests for the most part. I'm not saying it's perfect. Of course, indigenous people have been fucked up all around the world. Blacks have been fucked up all around the world. Pretty much any minority, you know what I'm saying? They got a shit end of the stick. Women, gays, they got a shit end of the stick for a long time. And I'm not saying that capitalism is perfect, but it has, for the most part, raised all ships. Even the most dirt poor, oppressed person in the world right now is living better than they were 200 years ago because of this system. You know, for the most part. Maybe people would debate that. There's variations in that. We can debate that. But for the most part, even the people that are sitting here saying, oh, my people were fucked up over this, they're sitting here complaining over an iPhone on Instagram, eating at McDonald's. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's been some improvements, bro. You know what I'm saying? So let's not act like it hasn't improved most people. And in my life, it's definitely improved my life. And the more I learn this game, the more I improve my life. So that's what the name of the game is. And I plan on bringing somebody as a guest who I want to bring them on to talk about like some of the challenges that people have faced from the indigenous community. We'll see if we can get them on here because that's a real story. I'm not saying capitalism is perfect. And, you know, it's killed people, it's murdered people, it's enslaved people, it's raped people, it's marginalized people. It has. But I don't think the system has done that so much as I mean, maybe the part of the system has done that. But I think a lot of that was part of kind of the racism that was baked into the old society back in the day. And I think we can correct a lot of those things through equal opportunity, through trying to make amends. I guess that's what the whole idea behind DEI is, although we can debate whether that's effective or not. But, you know, the idea is like, you know, let's make amends. Let's try and do best for the world in a way that creating equal opportunity. Not equal outcomes, equal opportunity. That's what I'm about at the end of the day. Equal opportunity, not equal outcomes. A lot of people advocate for equal outcomes. They say, this guy's a billionaire, so everybody should be a billionaire. It's like, come on, bro. Don't be stupid. And it's like, okay, well, if everybody can't be a billionaire, then nobody's going to be a billionaire. It's like, really? Like, that's that whole fucking mentality of somebody doesn't own shit and doesn't think it's right to own shit. Either they don't think it's right to own shit, or they just don't know, and they just don't know how to own shit. And the people that don't know, I will excuse you. But for the people that think it's a righteous thing to not own shit, I'm like, bro, you're fucking lost. You're just so like lost. And then they advocate for everybody not owning shit. I can't stand people like that. So many people I run into people like that in the fucking circles that I used to run into. It was so fucking annoying. You know what I'm saying? So, like, own some shit, bro. And you're going to see what it's like to actually own some shit and you'll feel good about yourself. And you'll understand this game. You have some skin in the game. So that's the name of the game. Own yourself. You know what I'm saying? And own yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, own yourself. Own yourself. Own yourself. That's the name of the game. That's what I want to impart to y'all today. So anyway, peace.